like for example, the guy who got shot next to Nipsey Hussle, Kerry Lathan, I interviewed him because after he got shot, they violated him. They locked him up. They tried to violate his probation for associating with a known gang member.
Right.
Here he was in a wheelchair, chained to the metal bar next to the phone, talking to me over the phone from jail with no medication because he got hit in the spine. And they were talking about sending him back for life again after doing 26 years.
You see? Like, it's funny. I was just talking about this yesterday with Digger about, we were talking about, when is it a good time for black people to call the police? You see? And like, in that case, like, he was a victim. Like, you can't even be shot and like call the police, think you're gonna get some fucking help, and they'll fuck around and you'll get the shit end of the stick somehow just for bringing these motherfuckers into the picture. Like, as a black man, it's not so easy to just call them, even in times like this, where you feel like I should be good. Like I got shot. I can't call an ambulance. Like, nope. Because these motherfuckers might find some fucking loophole to fuck with you. And it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, during our interview over the phone, and Big U from the Rolling 60s was the one that facilitated it.
Mm-hmm.
He was on three-way with us. All three of us were just talking. Well, really, primarily the two of them were just talking about how messed up that particular law is, because okay, you're gang affiliated. You go to prison, you come out, you go back home. Your brothers, your sisters are all gang affiliated, possibly. Your parents are possibly gang affiliated. Your cousins are possibly gang affiliated. The area you move back to, whereas your only support structure is a gang area. You get pulled over in a car on your way to Burger King. Okay, who here is on probation? You? Okay. All right. I know you're gang affiliated. Okay, you just violated. Back to prison. Like, who are you supposed to hang with? Like, who are you supposed to live with?
It's to remove your support system from you, and it's to also to make it very easy for you to go back. That's why don't act like that's gonna get changed. They did that on purpose. That was put there on purpose. They know exactly what the fuck they was doing when that was put in place. They know. The only way you'd be able to truly abide by what they're talking about is to just move away somewhere. But then how am I going to do that when I'm on parole here? And I still can't fucking do that. Because who got the money to just up and move, to another fucking state and start a fucking new life somewhere in a new fucking city or some shit? Or I'm supposed to be just a hermit and not fuck with nobody. Like, it's impossible. And they know it's impossible. That's why they set it up like that. So that you will fucking, you know what I mean? Because they need their slaves back in there. Back in this prison pipeline. That's part of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, me and Trey D just talked about that. And he was telling me how he's personally seen situations where someone will come back from prison and they can't move back home because their brother is also on probation.
Right.
And he's gang affiliated. So you can't move back home with your own brother. So you have to go find someplace else to live because your brother's already living with your mother.
Listen, the mama might be in a gang. It'd be multi-generational sometimes. You dig? The moms and the pops might be banging. Or known gang banging. They might not be active, but they're known to have been in a gang, according to police. And now, you see what I'm saying? Now your girlfriend, you go to your girlfriend crib, or what her brother or sister might be. Like, how the fuck do you escape this shit?
Yeah, and how do you even know people's gang affiliations? Seriously. I mean, it's not on your name card.
Right.
So just don't know.
So then you gotta check with everybody. And just the checking might get you. It would set you claim. Oh, what you mean? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, I was just trying to stay out of trouble for parole.
Well, let me tell you, man, out of all the thousands of people that would constantly commenting and tweeting about, yeah, everyone who interviews with Vlad goes to prison, here's someone who interviews with Vlad and actually gets out. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, it's my interview that got him out.
Right.
But that interview got almost 1 million views.
Right.
And then after that interview came out, Meek Mill started posting on social media about this guy. And then, you know, all these TV stations start hitting me to use the interview in their stories about this guy.
Right.
And then they dropped the charges. And also in the process, his family has set up a GoFundMe, and it raised something like, I think, close to $20,000. And we linked to that. And that money is going to him as well. So
you could put two and two together and possibly get 4, you know?
Yeah.
So if you did do it, good job, Vlad. And let some people look at that. Hold that up.
Yeah, man. Listen, and I don't, like I said, I'm not going to say that, oh, I'm the reason. No, you know, I came together with other people, and you know, including Shaka Senghor, who has an organization that works with the head of the parole board in California, and he was speaking to him as well. And all of us came together and helped get this guy out, and he's now currently out getting the proper medication for his injuries, and he could start his life again. You know, continue to rebuild his life as a 56-year-old man.
Right.
From
as best
from
he
Los
can,
Angeles.
as from doing all the time that he did, and now you got shot, and you know, man.